What's up, young world? It's your boy Rob, and welcome back to Spiritual Sauce. You know I stay whipping your dig. How y'all doing today, man? Today's topic, I want to talk about Jesus, the unmatchable. I mean, all my segments is gonna be about him, but I want to talk about Jesus, the unmatchable. First, before I get into that, I want to say, if you ain't got no Bibles, go get you some Bibles, man. Holy Bibles, King James Version, New Testament or Old Testament. Get them because very few people know this. I believe I spoke on it in one of my recent videos about Obama selling the internet to ICANN, ICANN. Go check that out. But this is just a shadow of what I'm telling you about him selling the internet to change the Bibles. Basically, this change is, instead of you using Jesus, instead of them using Jesus in the Bible as a way to get to God, they putting it so it'll be all about self. So, i.e., when you're reading the Bible, in the Holy Bible, when you're reading this one, it says, and Jesus Christ said, and these Bibles that I'm telling you about, that's about to come about in the world, they're going to start distributing in the world. It's going to say, and in your mind. So basically, as you thinketh, okay? So blotting out Jesus in so many words, making his blood and the cross invalid, okay? So I want to tell you, make sure you go get you some Bibles, man. I got a lot of them. I got a lot of them, man. I got more in the house too, man. I just down, man. I go sometimes when I'm stopping at the dollar store for my wife. I go and I get them, and I just grab them. Within a week or two, I'm gonna go start distributing them. If you don't have a Holy Bible, man, contact me and I'll send you one. Shipping and handling paid on me. Okay, that's how real getting this word out is to me. You dig? But yeah, I want to go on to talk about Jesus the unmatchable, man. Every possible thing that can go wrong in your life, that's what Jesus died for on that cross. Everything that could possibly make you uncomfortable in this life, literally, people's minds is too small though to understand that. You dig? I'm gonna give you an example. Women, you know how you have it be the time of the month and you have them the massive cramps. You know, you have these menstrual cramps. Let me tell you how Jesus even died for that, even things down to that point. When he was on the cross, one of the Roman soldiers took his spear and stuck it deep into Jesus' ribs. When he done this, water ran out of his ribs onto the knife instead of blood. Okay, those same pains that y'all feel, that was what Jesus felt times 1,000. But those exact pains, where y'all feeling that down there, all you have to do is talk to Jesus and say, Lord God, I can't take these pains. Take them away. And I promise you, you'll never have them again. Not because I'm a woman and I have menstrual cramps, but because I'm gonna give you an example. I remember when I was a kid, I used to play basketball for the Hospitality House in North Minneapolis. A lot of the guys who know me in Minnesota, man, when they see this video, they're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about at, and the age group I'm talking about too during that time period. Coach Keeman, shout out Coach Keeman, man. That's one of the realest dudes I ever met in my life. I remember we used to Coach Keeman used to have us practicing and stuff like that in the gym down at the hub, and after every practice, he would say to us about God. This was really where I started really first hearing about God. I had to be about maybe 12 or 13 years old. He used to tell us all types of things about God, and this always set in my mind. I remember one day after practice, he was talking to us and he told us about how his son Keeman, because he had asthma, and Keeman used to play on the basketball team with us as well. He told us that he prayed to God and asked God to remove the asthma from him. And from that time forward, Keeman never had asthma. And Keeman was standing right there, and the look on his face was, He was validating that. You know what I mean? He was validating what his pops was saying. So that was kind of the first little thing that had me trying to scratch the surface towards God and check out what he was about, you know? But yeah, anything that can possibly go wrong, man, or make you uncomfortable in this life, all you gotta do is talk to Jesus about it, man. And he can help you with that. Them is big old facts. But yeah. Next thing I want to talk about, man, was racism, man. Racism, it began years ago, man, before Jesus' time, man. It was one of the strategic moves of the devil. Understand something, man. Hell knows no identity. Hell knows no identity. Black, white, rich, poor, big, small, you know, famous, lame, whatever. Hell knows no identity. All they know is this another soul for me, so it's never full. Okay. With that being said, I'm gonna give y'all a story, man. I remember years ago, man. Before everything started changing. Let me pause right here before I go into this story and tell y'all this. When God begins to work on you, he secludes you, okay? So he can be able to, you know, download into your spirit, into your mind, whatever it is that he's trying to get you to understand and go for, okay? Things you become uncomfortable because he's shaking you loose. He's shaking you loose out of that position of content. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of times the devil have people in a position of content so they can be stagnated in life and not do what God's will for their life is. Okay. Now, I was going through this transition, and I remember I went to a shelter, Glenwood. It was a shelter down on Glenwood, over North Minneapolis. Okay. I could have. It was a lot of different places where I could have went, man. Like, I love my wife so much, man, and I also love God more than I love her. So this was also a test for me too. It was a few different times, man, where I could have went and I could have bumped me a little broad or something. You know what I'm saying? I could have slid off and just been while I was getting myself together. Could have been staying in her crib. My wife would have knew nothing about it, but I knew God would have knew about it. So I would have had this on my conscience. You dig? So I stayed at this shelter, man. I remember one day, it was hot. It was the summertime, man. I came into the shelter and it was like it was bunks. It looked kind of like the joint. It was bunks. And everybody always kind of wanted to have that bunk that was right there when you come into the door. And I just happened to come in there early enough to get that top bunk and be right there or whatever. So I climbs up there and I'm sitting up on the top, man, you know, just going through my phone or whatever. And when you can look down and see the next person, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like it's one aisle, you know, you got your bunk, then their bunk, then, you know, right up under there's another person bunk. So I'm looking at my phone, and at the same time, though, it's a white dude. He laying like on the bottom part across from me, and he's like, he looking up, and you know what I'm saying, like this, like he laying on his back, but looking up like this. And I hear him say, I'm looking at my phone, and I kind of like, you know how you can look and you can see something behind your phone. I seen him look, so I looked up. He looked over at the person who was up under me and started talking to him. He said, he was like, I don't know his name. I'm gonna just say Mark. Yeah, Mark, there's a lot of them in here today, huh? And I caught that. My ears caught that. And I looked at him, and he was really looking at me like he was tough. The street part of me wanted to tear that thing up. I'm telling you, they want to tear that thing up. But God was working on me. In my humbleness, man, I got down, man. I'll never forget this either, man, because I never done nothing like this, man. So it was a test of my humbleness. I knew that if I got into a fight with him, man, I wouldn't have had nowhere to go, man, because I couldn't have went to none of my family crib or nothing like that, man. I didn't want to go nowhere where I felt uncomfortable. If I had to come there and you felt like that you had to make me feel uncomfortable, I felt like I shouldn't have had to be there. I shouldn't have been there. If I got to go over here and I got to feel uncomfortable and y'all know who I am, then I shouldn't even be over there. But anyhow, I goes to the front desk, man. I tell the guy, man, look, man, one of the guys just said something racist to me, man. And, you know, I'm coming to let you know, man, so I won't, you know, had to get down on him or get in no trouble on that. He got up and he came in there. He walked, because I had walked back first. About 30 seconds later, he came walking in there. He asked me, like, who you talking about? I told him, like, dude right here. But by the time the dude had came around and was like, who you talking about? Like 3 or 4 older guys, brothers, older guys. They walked up and they was like, hey, what's going on? You know, they was with that. You know what I mean? They was with that for real. But shout out to Joe, man, down at the shelter, man. He a real one, man, older guy. He said, he told dude, hey, get your stuff and get up out of here. Just like that, no arguing. It wasn't no racist tendencies against him or nothing. He just seen how the dude was trying to act like he wanted to get aggressive. And he told me, man, look, get your stuff and get up out of here. And my whole thing was, man, even though it was a shelter, I felt more comfortable there because I don't care if y'all didn't want me here. Y'all don't know me and y'all don't run this. So I didn't care. I was in my own space. I remember I came there the next week or whatever. They used to be cutting hair and all type of stuff. It was a dude, older cat up in there who was cutting hair. He was sitting there cutting this other dude hair, dude, one of them rah type dudes or whatever. But he say, I walked in, and I'm guessing they see me walk in out the peripheral vision. You know how you can look on the mirrors or whatever. You can see somebody come in, they got the mirrors all the way across. I walked in, and they wasn't talking about this at first. But then when he seen me, he was like, yeah, this the shelter, matter of fact. This the shelter. Oh. Wrong one. This is the shelter right here, man. Okay, so you won't think that I just be all talk, dog. That's the shelter. You see that community card right there, man. If you can see, it's kind of faded, man. I'm gonna go get the wallet for you in a second and show you, man. Keep a story about that too. But that's the card. Anyways, I walked up in there, man, and they was cutting hair. He was cutting hair, and then when he seen me, he was like, yeah, cause I would have been sleeping out on the concrete before I let talk to me like that. And I knew that they was talking about me. I just laughed it off. Because I know who I am, man. I ain't no sucker, man. I'm far from soft, man. Listen, I need to prove that to myself. The thing I had to realize, I ain't had nothing to prove to nobody else but God. I know I'm going to take it to the extremes with you if you make me. You understand? So with that being said, man, I just want to tell y'all that, man, about that racism, man. And then I want to go over, I always talk about hell. Man, because preachers, they, for some reason, I guess it's that 501(c) thing they got going on. They refuse to talk about hell. You know, they even try to spin it and mix the truth a little bit by talking about Jesus the Christ too, but they don't talk about hellfire, man. And I want to tell you something, man. The Bible makes definitive statements. Okay, it makes declarations like no other book I ever seen. Okay, at the end of the Christ rejecting life, hellfire awaits. Hellfire awaits. It was something I wanted to give y'all a little story. I wanted to give y'all about Jesus the Unmatchable. That's what y'all need to start calling him for real. Jesus the Unmatchable. Okay. Here we go. How the God of this world hath blinded the mind of those who not believe. Okay. I say that to say, before Jesus Christ came and took the keys of Hades and the keys of death back from Satan, do you understand that his face was like a kid in a candy store when he realized that God would let him get the souls? Not that God a sucker at all, period. He bound by his words, which make him, man, he got all the respect for me. Because men ain't really like that. They ain't cut like that nowadays. They don't stand on their word. They don't say something and then really stand on that. As long as God has been God, he done stood on his word. Listen, man, before I get up out of here, I'm going to tell y'all this right here, man. Revelations chapter 20, verse 14. Hell knows no identity. It knows no identity. Okay? Y'all get into that word, man. Till the next time, man, this spiritual sauce, man. It's your boy Rob. I stay whipping your dig. One.